Things aren't exactly looking shiny and new over there on the Democrat side, and they're really not looking new because Vice President Harris is being asked, is Joe Biden even going to be around? Here it was.
We were talking to some Democratic donors, and they have told us that should something befall President Biden and he is not able to run, that there would be a free-for-all for who would run as president. You are in the spot that would be unnatural for you to step up, but we're hearing from donors that they would not naturally fall into line. Why is that?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to engage in that hypothetical because Joe Biden is very much alive and running for re-election.
Sean, that 60 Minutes even put a question like that out there tells you these people are done with Joe, aren't they?
They are, but she can't. It's like every time that she has a cringeworthy moment, she follows it up with another cringeworthy moment. And after the last time she bungled this question, you would have thought that she got it right. Like, first of all, let's just stop for a second. They were hitting her. This really had nothing to do with Joe Biden. He didn't say he died. He said if something were to befall him, like he just couldn't continue, whatever. And the first thing she says is, he's alive. Like it's Weekend at Bernie's, and they're all propping him up. Like, why? What do you know? We've actually, we're maintaining him in the back. This is like, she cannot not screw up a question. It's unbelievable, Jesse. I mean, the idea that gets posed to her. He was basically saying, how come no one likes you? How come big donors don't want to back you? How come you're not the natural person to succeed Joe Biden? And her response is, Joe Biden is very much alive. Like, what is that? I swear it's amazing. You would think that somebody would just say, just stop and say, it's a non-issue. Let's move on. Full stop. That's it. That would have been media training 101. That's not going to happen. We're committed to running. Boom. Next question. Instead, she's like, he's alive. Why? What have you heard? Have you checked his pulse? Did you see that video? Why? What are you asking? She is so unpopular, and that interview explains exactly why. But to the nut of your question, of course they're concerned. I mean, every single day the guy has some kind of gaffe. And the thing that's so interesting, you can't turn around age. There's nothing. You can't make him look hipper or cooler. He's getting older by the day. That's a reality. And it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse, and they know it.
Sean, let's do a ridiculous hypothetical because what I'm about to say is not going to come true. Let's say Joe Biden is on the ticket.
I'm not going to engage in that. Jesse, you are very much alive. I'm not going to.
Okay. All right. Well, either way, let's say he is alive and on the ticket. And let's say Donald Trump is not in federal prison and on the ticket. And it's a Biden versus Trump thing. RFK, who does he take more votes from?
It's a great question you're asking. Here is the analysis that's important to understand when people ask that question, when pollsters ask that question. RFK right now, because he went the independent route, I've been doing this for 30 years. Ballot access, if you are not a major party, is unbelievably difficult for a reason, right? And so it costs a lot of money and it takes a lot of time because you either have to get, in most cases, a tremendous amount of signatures. That is a paid effort that takes a lot of money and a lot of effort and a firm that's willing to do it. RFK does not have that. So here's my point. Right now, when RFK jumped out of the Democratic primary and announces an independent, he has to find some way of getting on ballots, specifically ballots in states that matter, the 8 states that will decide the election. If he runs in Montana and gets 4%, who cares? Trump's going to win that state by 30 points. If he runs in California, where Biden's going to win by 20 points, who cares? Can he get on the 8 states that matters? And I think for the most part, no. So if he can, he hurts Trump. If he doesn't, then it doesn't matter. And this is just sort of a parlor exercise because the people that I know are telling me that RFK right now does not have the resources to get on the ballots that matter.